I'll be able to respect your CPA. I'll be able to respect, in this case here, your master's or even your PhD without knowing AI for accountants and the auditors, without knowing a very good amounts of this Excel, without knowing Power BI. Trust you me, in the next 2-3 years, you shall easily be replaced. So I would want us to search here. You can see we have our pages. We call these ones here sheets or pages because the whole thing is a workbook. So this workbook, I want you to walk around here. You can see here, you can walk around here very well. I want us to look for what in this case here we call, so I want us to look for what we call pivot table. Pivot table 2, a sheet called pivot table 2. A sheet called pivot table 2. Once you get it, can you kindly place your thumbs up like this, or simply say Y for yes? Simply say Y for yes. Remember, we are charging very modest fees for this Excel, and the Power BI, it is Kenya shillings 3,500. Yeah, and you will really get your data analytical skills getting up there with only Kenya shillings 3,500. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you would want to make any inquiries from us regarding this Power BI and Excel, give us a call today. Our number is 0793 555 000, 0793 555 000, and here we are. So you can imagine, you've gone to the field, you've been able to collect these amounts of data. This is massive data. If you would want to see how big this page is, there is this control. I hope you're able to see the control button. In football language, control is like a footballer number 6, the most important footballer. I don't know whether number 6 is the most important or is the one who is supposed to touch the ball most. But in our case, ladies and gentlemen, control, CTRL, is the function that you shall be using widely. So then if I would want to see how big this thing is, just come and click anywhere. Click anywhere at the top. And then using control, and then we have got 4 navigation keys. 4 navigation keys, the ones in this case, there is one going up, another one arrow showing down, another one arrow showing east, another arrow showing west. So I want us to work with this arrow going down. So you press control and then you press down arrow. Control and then you press down arrow. Just control. You press onto it like permanently. And then using this other hand's finger, you press the down arrow, you'll be able to go to the very end of the sheet, of which you are able to see straight away that we have 15,000 rows. We have 15,000 rows. Can somebody confirm, ladies and gentlemen, that we are together up to here? Are you able to confirm that we are together up to here? Is there somebody who has been able to use that down and the control and the down arrow? And my students must talk to me. My students must talk to me. You can see I'm so much excited. You guys need to be much excited than myself. In case you're not able to do it, it's my work to show you. It's my work to show you. You simply say repeat, and I will repeat as fast as an antelope. Ladies and gentlemen, I should be able to go back again to where I started from, using the control up arrow. So if I use control up arrow, I go back. So if I present honestly this kind of a table to my bosses, they will not be able to understand even what I'm talking about. Because here they'll be able to see the year, they'll be able to see the type of a supermarket here, the various products sold in these stores, and who are the producers. They'll be able to see the codes, they'll be able to see the volumes for each product, the cost per unit, and the price. This does not make any sense. This does not make any sense. This does not make any sense. So, ladies and gentlemen, if in this case here I'm to present this table in a way that will be acceptable, I can't present it when it is 15,000 rows. No. I have to look for a way of compressing this table into a size which will be able to fit on just one screen, like a summary table. So this summary table is what we call pivoted table, is what we call the pivot table. And how do we come up with a pivot table? You start by clicking anywhere inside the table. You click anywhere inside the table, and then you come and say insert. So step number one, if you like writing notes, to come up with a pivot table, you start by clicking anywhere inside. That anywhere can be a number, anywhere, so long as you've clicked inside, anywhere. And then you'll be able to come and say insert. So when you say insert, you'll be able to see some icons popping up. You go ahead and say, what do I want to insert? Click the pivot icon. I mean, this summarized table. My bosses will be able to understand this summarized table. Once you click, in this case here, this summarized table, the pivot table here, you'll be able to get a pop-up window. Now, this pop-up window, ladies and gentlemen, basically tells you the table range. Table range, I've taken care of it. When I clicked inside here, and then I said, come up with a pivot table, Excel was able to pick, you can even see the lines. Excel was able to pick the entire data set. So this one is automatic. And Excel knows exactly what I want. What do you want? I would want to choose where my pivot table will be placed. And always, the default will be new worksheet. So basically, for this pop-up window, we shall always say, okay. For the pop-up window, you shall always say, okay. Is there somebody who has been able to hustle all their way to where Mwalimu is? Please give me feedback. Anybody who has been able to hustle to all the way where Mwalimu is? Just Y for yes. Yeah. So you can see here we have what we call the canvas, which is blank. And then now, ladies and gentlemen, we have what we call the fields. These pivot table fields are normally 4. We have the filters, we have the columns, we have the values, we have the rows. They're normally 4. And within these 4 fields, you're going to fill these columns. These are your column titles: type, product, producer, code. You're going to fill this inside here. How do you do this, my friends? How do you do this, my friends? First of all, it has to be very clear from my bosses, what do they want me to present to them? Where I've worked before, whenever it comes to pivot tables, my bosses have always wanted me to analyze profitability or sales. That's why they normally talk of sales dashboard. All right, profit dashboard. So in most cases, that is what they would want you to do, ladies and gentlemen. In this case here, we don't have profits, but I can see something that will be of interest to them. If these are supermarkets, ladies and gentlemen, of course, the volumes they sell are really, really key. So then what I need to do, whatever benchmark column that they would want me to concentrate on, I'm going to carry it. How do I carry it, ladies and gentlemen? To carry this volume, I'll just click on it. And then holding onto my touchpad, I will drag it down. I drag, using in this case here my 2 hands. One finger is holding down on my touchpad on my mouse. And then of course the other finger I'm dragging down. And then I place here under values. So the one to be evaluated is the one that I bring under values. I'll be able to explain this better, but is there somebody who has been able to do exactly what I've done, and they've been able to see something happening here? That you're getting 15,118. 15,118. Is there anybody who has been able to do that? Anybody who has been able to do that? All right. Thank you so much. I repeat yes. I'll repeat yes. I will repeat yes. I will repeat yes. No problem. So then thanks for asking me to repeat. So I'll be able to come, ladies and gentlemen, here and go to my, let me just start everything up. So go to my pivot table. Was it pivot table? Yeah, pivot table 2 sheet. I hope everybody has this. In this pivot table 2 sheet, what we said, for you to be able to come up with, first of all, why do you need a pivot table? Like when you open your data at your workplace, you'll get even data running like 10 pages. You may not be able to make heads out of it. You really have yourself being mixed up. The bosses are trying to explain things to will not be able to understand. So if your data is big data, is voluminous, then you must ensure that you pivot it, you summarize it, you come up with smaller tables that you are able to fit within one screen. And how do we do this? Ladies and gentlemen, we shall start here by doing what here? By clicking inside this data. Once you click inside this data, come and insert. We are inserting what? When you click insert, we are inserting a pivot table. When you say insert pivot table, you'll be able to see, in this case here, a pop-up icon, which tells you the pivot table, the table range. This has already been selected for me, because when I started doing my pivot, I started by clicking inside the table. So this has already been selected for me. Even this that is here, I would want to place this on a new worksheet. So even this is default. Everything is defaulted. So what I just need to do is to come and agree. I say, okay. So once I say, okay, I'm able, ladies and gentlemen, to see these particular fields here. And once I see these fields, as I said, the very important thing will be for you to acknowledge what is it that your bosses would want to analyze. For example, my bosses cannot want me to analyze codes. They may not even want me to tell them who the producers are. People are profit-oriented. People are sales-oriented. So these gentlemen would want me, for example, to just come here and analyze volume for them. So this volume, what I need to do is to come and click on it. Once I click on it, I need to find a way of dragging this. You drag it. You carry it with your cursor, with your mouse. You carry it, and then you drop it under the section, under the field of items to be evaluated. So I don't know whether on my second attempt, there is now somebody who has been able to drag this here, and now they're able to see 15,000 on my second attempt. Is there anybody who is now able to reach here, 15,118? All right, so sorry, the students who are asking for this data, so please, I will share the data for the last time on one condition. On one condition, that now when other new students come on board, you guys will be the ones sharing the data on my behalf. So I'm sharing it now, but now moving forward, you will be assisting me to share the data. You will be assisting me to share this data. So here I am. So RCM, it's called RCM Excel final workbook, open. So then, hooray, it has now come. It has now come. Can everybody in this case here then be able in this case here to download that workbook? And then if possible, please share it among yourselves, share it within WhatsApp groups. All right. And the moment you do that, and I'm seeing a very good number, 88. With such a short notice, you guys are very, very good. You guys are very, very good. I've just given you a very short notice, and now here we are, 88. I'm really, really privileged. I feel nice as your father. I feel nice as your father. So now, all of us, have you been able to see? Yeah, great. Great, Kelvin. Now, Kelvin, please save this and ensure that you shall share it with the others when they come on board. Great. So then I should be able to continue, ladies and gentlemen, here. I should be able to continue, ladies and gentlemen, here. I should be able to continue. So here we are. Okay. Wycliffe, I've seen your question. I'll be able to answer it in a few minutes. So here we are. So remember, what am I doing? Let me repeat again for the sake of bringing everybody on board. So I have this now workbook. I want us to go to the pivot table. If I just try to explain a few things here, you can see we have the column titles here: type, product group, producer, code, volume, unitary cost, unitary price. This table, if I'm told to explain anything about it to my bosses, I will not be able to do that. Ladies and gentlemen, it will be important for you to come here and even get to see the size of the table. And I gave you a trick that to get to know the size of the table, we shall always use control, and down arrow. Down arrow. As in, you click on top anywhere here, and then you press control, down arrow. You'll be able to see, this is a behemoth of data. 15,000 rows. This is huge. You can see down here. Then I would want to go back. To go back, of course, is control. And then we have that up arrow. So control up arrow like that. So the way this table is, it's what we call big data, and big data needs condensation. Big data means that you have to summarize it. And to summarize it, ladies and gentlemen, what do? You come right away here. Come right away here and click inside. So you can get to summarize this using what we call pivoted tables. So you click anywhere inside here, and then you come and say insert. What are we inserting? Pivot table. And then you have said this pop-up window, don't even read it. You simply come and say, okay. Once you say, okay, what is it that my bosses would want, ladies and gentlemen, me to pivot for them? It is to explain to them, it is the volume. So carry this volume, put it inside here. There is one problem. I wanted volume to be summed. I never wanted volume to be counted. I want volume to be summed. If you look at this count of volume, there is a small drop-down arrow. So this drop-down arrow, if you click on it, you'll see interesting things happening. I'm not interested in removing the field. I'm interested in the value field settings. So click the value field settings. Click the value field settings. You'll be able to see some pop-up window, and then you come and click summation. Then you say, okay, like that. Now you can see, ladies and gentlemen, the whole supermarket, which has got branches, sold goods worth 21 million, sold goods worth 21,723,288 units. Yeah, sum of volume. Let me again pause a little bit to see whether there is somebody who has been able to change from count to sum before I answer Wycliffe. Anybody who has been able to change from count to sum? Yeah, I will repeat. Yeah, great. Ladies and gentlemen, before I answer Wycliffe, and I have to repeat here, because I've repeated it so many times, I would want to carry this ball to the very end, and then I'll be able to repeat. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this volume again, if I just give it to my bosses, they may not like it. They may want me to break this down. How do I break this down? For example, into product groups. So come and pick these product groups, pick it, click on it, and then you carry it to the rows like this. So you'll be able to see your 21 million here, but now this time around pivoted into the individual product. Now your bosses will start smiling. Now they're able to see a summary, like from all the stores, alcohol was 1.2 million around there. Beverages, almost zero, very, very small there. So they're able to start now making some what here, some kind of decisions here. It doesn't stop there. These guys would want you to apportion these into the number of years. Remember, number of years, ladies and gentlemen, we normally put number of years on columns. So come and take number of years on columns here, like that. 21 million. I can see what was sold in 2011. I can see what was sold in 2012. I can see an increase. I can see an increase. Yeah, doing a good job. These guys are doing a pretty good job. Yeah, out of 21,000, I can see the trend is really very good. And I can also observe the trend in terms of individual products. It doesn't stop there, ladies and gentlemen. Once you reach here, you need to connect this with a chart. Good accountants nowadays, ladies and gentlemen, have had the privilege of sitting in the very best boards, big boards. Yeah, being an auditor, and I mean, we have great clients outside here. I normally get to sit in serious boards. When you see, ladies and gentlemen, how financial statements nowadays are being presented, you will know as an accountant, there are accountants who are way up there, and there are accountants really who are not putting in efforts here. Nowadays, accountants speak volumes in terms of graphs, charts. So when they get this kind of a pivot data, a highly summarized data, which is able to fit on one screen, it doesn't stop there. They'll tell you, how does the chart look like? How does the chart look like? That is language here. All right. Then in this case here, we shall be able to come, ladies and gentlemen, here and draw this chart for them before I repeat. So how do we draw this chart for them? It's very easy for us to draw a chart. If you look at this, almost the end here, you'll be able to see pivot table analyze. If you click on this pivot table analyzer, yeah, you'll be able to see again at the right end a pivot chart. So this pivot chart is what you bring on board. All right. The pivot chart is what you bring on board. You click on it. And then faithfully, you simply come and say, okay. Once you do that, now you've finished your pivot table. So now you need to come here and collapse this. You need to come here and collapse this panel, because I no longer now need it. So how do I collapse it? It is here. There is a close thing here. Close it, close it. And then come and carry this by the head using your cursor. Carry this by the head up to there, like that. And then now you, of course, inspire your audience. Tell your audience, are there products that you are just interested in, or would you rather, because you know this is still big. So you ask them whether there are any products that they are specifically interested in. Then they tell you, hey, we want to see the performance of alcohol. So you'll be able to come and click on this drop down arrow, and then you unselect all of them. You unselect all of them. And then now you pick the ones they want. So they have told you they want alcohol, and maybe they want beverages. You tell them, okay. So you can see something abracadabra happening. Your graph, you're only left with alcohol, of which you're able to see the trend. For the first 3 years, you can see the trend was going up, but it reduced. Beverages the same, going up, but yet it reduced. And then you can see some other abracadabra. The chart is connected. There is interconnectivity between the chart and the table. When I asked alcohol and beverages to be left alone, you can see also the table, it's alcohol and beverages. And ladies and gentlemen, once in this case you start doing these kind of things at your workplace, trust you me, especially if you're in a very good organization, your salary will be over 500,000 and above, if you're in a good organization. Yeah, when you start now speaking that language, you are now way up there. Way up there, especially when you start doing this with the Power BI, all right? With Power BI, then you are, you know, Power BI now, unlike this pivot, Power BI has more capabilities, all right? So then are we ready, ladies and gentlemen, now, Mwalimu, to be able to repeat now this concept once and for all? I repeat it just one more time. Are we ready? I repeat this one more time. Thank you so much, Kelvin. Thank you so much. Yeah, you'll be able to get the video later. How am I getting the sum? Gladys, now I'm repeating. I'm so sure you'll be able to understand. So I'm looking for, how do I turn on pivot table fields? Wycliffe, could you be at a position of sharing? Could you be at a position of sharing your screen? I want to see your screen. Wycliffe, if you don't mind, there is a share button, a green one. If you press on it, you'll be able to see so many. There's a blue window there. So you click on that screen. You'll be able to see the application windows. There are many application windows down there. You only share the one you want us to see. Don't share general. The blue one is general. The blue one is general. So Wycliffe, without fearing anything, are you able to share your screen? Or do we have any other ninja who can share their screen with us so that I can explain using their screen? Any ninja who has been able to understand? Thank you very much, Wycliffe. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Also, Faith and Guru, thank you so much. So Wycliffe, I'm waiting to see your Wycliffe. Yeah, thank you so much, Wycliffe. There we are. Already Wycliffe has clicked inside. Thank you so much. And then now Wycliffe, for your case, you can see on the far left, there is a pivot table icon directly there. Yeah, click it. Thank you so much. Yeah. All right. Say okay. Okay. That is just about okay. Now are you able to see your pivots on this side? Yeah. I want you to look for volume. Yeah. Just move down. There is a, yeah, volume. Please carry it and put it under values. You drag it down. Yeah. Very good. When you start dragging, you don't, yeah, great. Yeah, but don't stop there. You can see this count of volume, right? And I want it to be sum of volume. So when you, yeah, there is that drop down. I can see it. You see count of volume? At the end of count of volume, are you able to see count of volume? At the end, yeah, there is a drop down. Yeah, click that one. Click that one. A drop down, click it. Yeah, just once. Just once. Just click it. No more click. You had already gotten it, by the way. Just click it just once. Yeah, what is not happening? Just once. Yeah, just once. We shall overcome. It wants you to click just one. Note there, there is a drop down there. Yes, that one, yes. Just click once. What could be the problem with this? Is it the problem with, but I doubt. I think either you're pressing twice, because it is just a one key, footable language, just one key. One kick. We shall overcome. Now then, let me first of all allow this young lady called Faith. She dropped off. She dropped off. Faith dropped off. Now check here with Cliff. Check here with Cliff. Just try doing it. Only one kick, yes. Check here with Cliff. Check mine. Check mine as I repeat. Pivot table 2. This one here. I click inside. Then I say insert. Insert far left. I have pivot table. This is just but a ceremonial pop-up window. I can't even read it. I will come and say, okay. Once I say, okay, then I come to my volume. So this volume is the one that I carry to the values. Now, once I'm here, I hope you're able to see, I will come to the very end. So this very end, I remember as I'm there, my hands are off. I'm now not holding on to anything. I can only see my cursor touching on that drop down. And then I'll be able to come and touch my pad just once, not twice. And then I'll be able to move up to value field settings. So under value field settings, I'll be able to touch again just once. Pop-up comes up. I want sum. I want summation because I don't want count. I want sum. And then I'll be able to come here and say, okay. So I don't know whether by any chance, Wycliffe, you have been able to really get it right. Yeah, Faith, thank you very much. Already Faith has done it. But yeah, Faith has already done it and she has done it very well. Thank you very much, Faith. Yeah, Gladys has done it. How about Wycliffe? By any chance, could you have maneuvered your way? Just answer there, yes or no, Wycliffe. Have you been able to maneuver your way, Wycliffe? I'm so sure, Wycliffe, you are touching that thing more than once. Or when you take, in this case here, that count of volume, you don't release. Because once the count of volume is in that field, you release first of all hands up. And then now it will be able to see that particular cursor pointing down. And then you click on it. Once you click on it, it will be faster for you now to see the other things. Now, apart from Wycliffe is struggling with his count change to sum, do we have other students who could be having questions? I don't want to leave anybody behind, because I'm going to do just this one and then I move to something very different, which I'll be using in Power BI. So Mary Ann, are you able to share your screen? Joseph, of course, karibu sana. Are you able to share your screen? There's a place there where you can share your screen. You simply say share, and then you go to the specific window, the one you want to share, the one you want to share. Yeah, thank you so much. Great. Great. So then once you are here, you've done quite a lot. You've done very, very well. So I would want you to look for product group on your pivot table fields. Product group. Yeah, Joseph, of course, now you have to watch the video later. I'm sorry, because then I can't again start. You can see already we are 40 minutes into the lesson. No. You see up there is where you have volume. Are you able to see the product group? Where you have volume. Yeah. Great. So then carry that product group and put it under rows. Carry the product group and put it under rows. You carry it, you click on it, and then you carry it. Yeah. carry it slowly. Click on it and then you carry it. Yeah, rows, under rows. No, you've dropped the ball. You carry it slowly like that under the rows. I don't know why the ball is being dropped. Carry it without fear. You see where the rows are? So where the rows are, we have filters, filters, then we have columns, and then we have rows, and then we have values. Are you able to see that? Yeah, carry it, carry it, carry it. How comes, yeah, chini kidogo. Ngoja kidogo, Mary Ann. Unaona Mary Ann hapa unapotea. Unaona hapa, niko hapa. Unaona kwa hii product group, kuna this. Easy hapa, kuna hii rows, we have filters, we have columns. I just want you to drop this, you bring it to the rows. You drop these, bring it to the rows. Don't drop it here to the rows here. Not rows here, rows here, like that. You'll be able to see magic happening. So Mary Ann, are you able to reshare your screen again? Yeah, quite fast. Don't fear anything. We're here to learn. Mary Ann, are you able to reshare your screen by any chance? Yeah, you're a strong candidate, Mary Ann. So now carry the product group to the rows. Now I can see where the confusion was coming from. So product group, almost there, but you've taken the filters. You've taken the filters, so you need to delete it. Or you simply go and click there, yes. So I just want you to drop it in the rows. You're almost there. Not filters, but rows. Click fast. You click fast and then you carry it. Not there. Umeweka columns, but we shall overcome. Haoni mahali kuna rows, Mary Ann? Mary Ann, haoni mahali kuna rows kwanza. Hata ungerelax kwanza uangalie rows. Because tuko na filters, columns, rows, alafu values. There are 4 of them. There are 4 of them. Just try your last chance. Put it under rows. Carry it. Potelea kwa njia. Chini kabisa. I don't know why Mary Ann, for some reason, maybe nikishare screen yangu, she's not able to see where the rows are, which rows I'm talking about. Because there are 4 boxes there, which all of them have got titles. One of them is filters. Another one is columns. Another one is the row. Yeah, you are picking the correct one. That one I agree, you're picking the correct one. But now when you're dropping it in a wrong place. You click on it, and then you drop. No, let me just try to show you. Mary Ann, check this. Mary Ann, check this. Check this, Mary Ann. You see, Mary Ann, are you able to see my screen, Mary Ann? Just stop sharing. Are you able to see my screen? Just answer there. Yes or no. Are you able to see my screen, which I'm sharing now? Mary Ann, are you able to see my screen, which I'm sharing now? I'm waiting for you to say Y for yes or no. Y for yes or no. Yes. No, it's not mouse. What I've seen, she has not seen this. Or problem with her mouse. Are you sure? She has not seen these rows. Are you able to see this row? Because there is this rows here. You can see the rows. But then how comes you're not able to drop it back there, down there? Or is it true that you have a problem with your mouse? Because is it true you have a problem with your mouse? Yeah. And then now you come and look for the ear. Or dropping then these guys are right. You come and look for the ear, put this under columns like that. She has seen. Thank you so much. You put this under columns. Yeah. And then now you'll be able to, ladies and gentlemen, come here live. Come here live to pivot table analyze. And the pivot table analyze, go to pivot charts like that. And then you say, okay, like that. And then you come and collapse this. You come and collapse this. And then now you'll be able to play around with this. So if they tell you they want, for example, 2 years, 2012, 2013, come here to this drop down like that. And then you unselect all. Once you unselect all, ladies and gentlemen, you should be able to come and now pick whichever years they want. And then you say, okay, like that. Yeah, like that. So then before I show you further details regarding these particular pivot tables, before I show you anything more, I would want you yourselves later on, ladies and gentlemen, try to play around with this thing. Later on, try to play around with this thing, and I will really, really be happy. I repeat the last part, okay? Admin, why is my pivot chart analyze not active? Chances are maybe you're using a very old Excel. I would want you to use that 2021 or Microsoft. I would want you to use 2021 or Microsoft Office 365. So let me repeat slowly this one on I repeat slowly this one on the chart. Let me repeat slowly this one on my charts, no problem. So all right, great. So then I start. So come and click anywhere inside. Insert. What am I inserting? Pivot table. When I insert the pivot table, there is this pivot window which comes up. You say, okay, carry these things here. Product group, volume, ensure volume is not count but sum. Like that. And then come and ensure that this is linked to a graph. So we have here pivot table, and then you'll be able to do what here? You'll be able to come here and give me the pivot chart like that. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think I've done quite enough regarding this. Now it will be upon you later on to watch this video and then ensure that you are able to do exactly that. So can I move on to something different so that even the students who have just joined us now, they also have something to gain? Can I move to something different? Yeah. Imeingia, great. Thank you so much. And then please, there is one thing, there is only like how many students here do I know? Like I know one guy who works for PwC who told me, Mwalimu, after you taught me this Excel, and then I started using this Excel knowledge at my workplace, now I'm on top of things. There are very, very few students who use the knowledge that we give them. I would want you guys from tomorrow, if possible, when you go to your workplaces, for those guys who are working tomorrow, like the hoteliers, get your big data and try to do the things that we have done today. Sitaki mwanafunzi wangu wa Excel ama wa Power BI, mwanafunzi wangu wote wa Excel ama Power BI, nikikupata unapata saa mwanafunzi ati amepatiwa hapa 10, 23. Saizi nikikufunza ni sawa, sasa unaweza confuse. So mwanafunzi amepatiwa kitu kama hii, anaambiwa sum, alafu anaanza kusema in this case ati equals summation. Anasema hapa yes, I can see now sum is in blue, ana double click as if amefanya kitu ya maana sana. Anakuja hapa ana highlight hizi tatu, anasema enter. Anasema if I get you doing this kind of a thing, ladies and gentlemen, for sure, me as your father in this industry, I will disown you. A good Excel student should be able to use what we call alt equals. Alt, like this, equals, to get whichever summations. So come here and say alt equals. Then you enter. Control Z is the undo. So like that, you long press alt, and then now you press equals just once, and then you enter, you get that 78. If there are two rows or columns, for example, you have another one here with 45, 67, 89, and you want to get the sum of the two, there are two great ways. The very best being, you come and highlight the two rows, the two columns I mean, and then you press Alt equals like that. You are at home. Alt equals. You are at home. Ladies and gentlemen, are we okay up to there? Is there somebody who has been able to learn something new today? Something that they're able to use? Please punch your own numbers there and try this abracadabra on your own. Try this abracadabra on your own. I would want to prepare special students outside there for the market. Those students, in this case here, when they're out there, people will be able to tell that these guys have come from RCM. It shall not be Strathmore. Yeah, it shall be RCM. The brand we are developing today, ladies and gentlemen, should be a brand that we shall be very, very happy with in the next 20, 30 years. Actually, that is 2, 5, and 3, 4 years. With your help and you putting in some great efforts, itakuwa sawa. Kuna vitu ambao mimi nikija kwa kampuni yenu nikiona when I'm auditing you because I will be your auditors, you get in this case here, for example, ladies and gentlemen, kuna maandishi kama haya. Ya, maandishi kama haya. Ya, sasa unapata hii jina halisomeki, hili halisomeki. So unapata mwanafunzi yako pale anakuja sasa ataanza kupanua kamoja, anapanua namna hii, anaangalia haijatosha tena, anakuja anapanua. Huyo si mwanafunzi wangu. Mwanafunzi wangu anajua there are many ways you can make these words to fit into a cell. The very best being, you come here, click the whole sheet. Once you click the whole sheet, you come in between AB, you come in between BC, anywhere, double click, and all the words will be able to fit into the cells. Now people in the board will be able to read them very, very easily. Very, very easily. So wewe ukipata hapa tunapanua kamoja namna hii, alafu unaona kama umefanya kitu ya maana sana. No, you don't do that. That's very wrong. You don't do that. That's very wrong. All right? Oh, wow. Elisha Mondi wants to be an intern in an organization. Let's help him. An external mouse works better. Oh, it's prayers time. Prayers time. I did not see this very well. 6:54. 6:54. So do we pray a little bit? Do we pray? Do we take some time to pray a little bit? We come back at 7 exactly. I hope I'll not lose anybody. I hope I'll not lose anybody. Actually, you should be able to even increase the numbers. Next time when you realize I haven't read your comment, you should be able to raise your hand. Thank you so much. We shall come back at exactly 7. Thank you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know whether all of you have been able to download the Power BI. Have you been able to download Power BI? It's quite like a small but quite like a complex process. At least Annie has been able to download it. Okay. So what I want you to do is to take your time to download this Power BI desktop. The Power BI desktop. Yeah, just from Google, just go to Google here, and then you search for Power BI desktop. Power BI desktop. Yeah, you'll be able to see it is here really. Yeah. The download. Yeah, Power BI desktop. Yeah, download Power BI desktop. Just give it time. Give it time, give it time. Power BI desktop puts visual analytics at your fingertips. With this powerful authoring tool, you can create. I want you to come and open it. I don't know how yours, oh, mine had already downloaded it. I don't know. I don't know. Mine, I have already downloaded mine. Yeah. Mine, I want to start importing the data. I would want to import that data here, and then we work on it. The one that I've been able to pivot. So long as you see Power BI and then 64, something 64, is there somebody who has been able to get to that level where now they are able to see that Power BI, everything? Can somebody who has not been able to download it share their screen here? Just share your screen here. We guide students who don't have it. And then now remember, for those students who have paid as the fee, we shall be having this class tomorrow from 10 a.m. 10 a.m. for 3 hours. 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Tomorrow is a holiday. Yeah, tomorrow is a holiday. Excel is just 2 weeks. 2 weeks. 2 weeks we are through. And today, not today, but tomorrow, I'll give you a secret of finishing the entire Excel within 2 weeks, and you are through. I'll give you the secret tomorrow. Nabira will be working tomorrow. Nabira will be working tomorrow. Oh. Anybody else will be working tomorrow? Oh, there are many too so far. Practical accounting up to Saturday. Up to Saturday. Saturday is when I meet all my practical accounting students at Westlands. At Westlands is when I meet all my practical accounting students at Westlands at our audit firm, Aura and Co, which is based at Havenscott. They come, okay, they come there physically or they join virtually. They join virtually. The course takes 3 months. This practical course takes 3 months. Yeah, and it's a weekend only program, 3 months. And once you finish working on that training with us, we give you a certificate of internship and recommendation. Because I mean, we've been able to take you through, if it's the IFRSs, the practical aspects of IFRSs and IPSAS. We take you through them. We tell you the journal, how do you journalize? And then we tell you how do you pick those things, and then I'll put them in a software. Like if it's QB, QuickBooks, we show you how to do it. Yeah. Yeah, we normally charge 10,000 for that. For more of that information, please call 0769 0769. This number is running away because today we are doing something very, very different. I don't want to. So this number is 0769 1000. I have to get it right. Sorry. It is 0769. Call the normal school number 0719 525 000. 0719 525 000, or call me personally. Call me personally 0721 620 183. 0721 620 183. Most students, ladies and gentlemen, that I've taught before, who are even at very senior levels, there is something that is not right with this CPA. Just something small. You get somebody who finishes CPA, and then just tell them to set up a small farm in a QuickBooks. They can't do chart of accounts. So you come over, first of all, we show you like these practical IFRSs, the most common ones. And then from there now we'll be able to take you to how do you map, first of all, your accounts. And then of course, how do you fit in data? And then how do you get your final accounts? And what do you need to then analyze those financial statements? The moment you start now doing those things, you are a C-suite material, CFO material like that. And then of course, as you do this, you must always do some ERP. Yeah, you must do some ERP. It can be the XERO, yeah, which will be able to help you do. All right. All right. So then can we continue with our Power BI? Have you guys been able to download the Power BI? How much you're charging? 10,000. Will we start that tomorrow? No, on Saturday. Can I join tomorrow's session? No. Shadrach, tomorrow's session needs those who have paid. You need to pay us something small. ERP, although ERP will be offered under this practical training, under the practical training, not like a standalone course. Thank you. Let's get back to our Power BI. Have we been able to download it? Oh, it is downloading slowly. It is downloading slowly. It is downloading slowly. Advanced Excel, we are charging 3,500. Yeah, we shall make it 3,500 like that throughout. 3,500. Yes. Call the school's number to get more information. Thank you. So Power BI is downloading very slowly. Then can we agree? Yeah, ERP Zoho, yes. Those are very, very good. Yes, Zoho is very good. Zoho is very good. Now, PM, once you pay, can you kindly, in this case here, send me a message, and then I'll be able to add you to the WhatsApp group. I'll be able to add you to the WhatsApp group. Difference between Advanced Excel and Power BI is like day and night. Power BI is a huge tool. Advanced Excel, of course, is equally good, but for me, I will use Power BI for so many things, which I'll be able to show you, which in this case here under Excel, putting down those formulas will really be very, very hectic for you. You know, with Power BI, most of the formulas have already been placed down for us. Yeah. People will argue, but what I know, because I'm an advanced user of Power BI, I can assure you that Power BI is a level higher than Excel. What you just need is commitment to do a lot of practice, So how many of us are, even David is halfway? Next semester for accounting, we are starting on the 2nd. No, Dorcas, you have to start with Excel. You have to start with Excel. You can't do Power BI alone. You have to do Power BI with advanced Excel. By the way, what about BDA? BDA, of course, don't do BDA without knowing some Excel. I've taught BDA for so long, and we normally have so many students of BDA. Like last semester, we took about 600 students to do BDA. This number of years that I've taught BDA, students who come to BDA without understanding Excel, they really get so much trouble. So Faith Nguru, the practical class, we are starting on Saturday. Is that okay? Saturday. You see, the practical class, of course, is for the students who are at advanced level, all right, whose timetable will not clash. If your timetable is clashing with our normal classes, then don't do the practical with us this semester. Carry forward, go to the other, like September. Or SDA, yes, SDA. Gentlemen, And ladies, please allow me to finish this particular class, and then now you can have those good questions, because I may end up not giving the students who have paid for this session justice. Please allow me to do something very small here. Now that we can't do Power BI, Eva, all of you call this number. Let me write for you the number to call. 0793 555. That's also our number, like that. No. It's only that some students believe in coming to the office. There are students who believe in coming to the office, but if you ask me, virtual is better 100 times than physical. Yeah, it's only some students believe in still the old way, of which we can't tell them no. So they come, in this case, here to the office simply because of what that belief. This 3 months course, if I were you, I would only come to the office once or twice. All the other times you can do everything in what you're in the space. Yes, you can combine. You can combine. These questions are too many. We shall overcome. Now, please, my good students, there is something that I would want us to learn before I disappear. There are things I would want us to learn. Now, if somebody comes and tells you, hey, I want you to write number 1 to number 100. Number 1 to number 100, I will use what we call the sequence, to even 1,000,000. I'll use what we call the sequence function. So I'll type their sequence, I say tab, and then I say, for example, I want 1,000. I enter. When I say control, down arrow, it will take me to 1,000. So if I want to write number 1 to number 55, I will come and say equal sequence. And then we say tab, or you double click there, and then you say 59, enter. Is there somebody who has been able to do exactly what Mwalimu has done using the sequence? How I wish I were you. For me to have known some good amount of Excel, anytime I would discover something new, I would dance. Ladies and gentlemen, there are things that we must be able to do very well as accountants: analytical skills, and then we have presentation skills. We must be good public speakers. We must be good in terms of how we dispense humor. However difficult things are that we are presenting, we must be able to know how to fuse humor with our technicalities. So you'll get somebody who is really going to work on MBAs, even PhD, but when you listen to them speak, you know that their public speaking is still wanting. If there is any skill that I would want, ladies and gentlemen, as we do these presentations, that I would want to see everybody improving on, is how you speak. We cannot afford to be in that category of people who will be going to this thing where you say, this, I'm not the bridegroom, I'm the bridegroom's brother. I'm not she. No. Even if in this case you are affected by mother tongue, trust you me, public speaking is something that you practice. And as RCM, I think it is high time we introduce public speaking classes and even make them mandatory, because without public speaking, where we are headed towards, where most of these professions will be affected, public speaking is going to be really a high-rated skill. And you can be a good public speaker, but you don't have confidence. You must be very, very confident. Yeah, very, very confident. Is there somebody who knows that whatever I'm talking about is very, very important? Anybody who knows that whatever Mwalimu is talking about is very, very important? I'll be able to show you how to get it. Is there somebody who knows that public speaking is really, really, yeah, we should be able to introduce it. It's very, very important. It's very, very important. You have to be fluent in English, fluent in Kiswahili. Yeah. And then, of course, most importantly, you must be very good. And of course, in this case here, confident speaker. Hata kama una blush kidogo kidogo hapa na pale, kupotea hapa na pale, but you have to be confident. You must be confident, and then I'll be able to show you how do we reach there. It's very easy. It's very easy with some little work, and then with these Excel skills, public speaking skills, you will come to thank me one day. You'll bring a Mercedes Benz outside here, and then you tell me, Mwalimu, gift for you. Great. So let me repeat this sequence thing. So before I repeat this sequence thing, if you don't have, if for example, you have got that very old Excel version, yeah, like for example, Excel 2010, it doesn't have, it doesn't have, it doesn't have. When you say here equals sequence, nothing comes. Equals sequence, nothing comes. Nothing comes. Yours, nothing comes. So you'll have to buy a new Excel version. You have to buy a new Microsoft Office version like 2021. You go to any cyber cafe near you. Any cyber cafe near you, tell them to give you a copy of this Excel, or rather of Microsoft 2021. Yeah, they'll sell to you very, very cheaply. Very, very cheaply. All right. So then, ladies and gentlemen, I would want us to take this opportunity to produce something very, very easy, what we call a multiplication table. So now we are producing what we call a multiplication, what here? A multiplication table. How do we come up with a multiplication table? A multiplication table. A multiplication table. If you remember very well, for those of you who are a bit old, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, let me just write this manually because I've realized most of you are muna. Tena kuja andika hapa 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, no, wrong, wrong. I wanted to go this way. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like that. Although you can write, like for example, you can write 1, and then you write 2, and then you come and combine these 2, and then you can pull this using this love handle. Using the love handle, you can pull this like that until you see. Although I don't want us to do that today, I don't want us to go through that now, no shortcut. Allow me to do things the long way for all the students, first of all, to benefit, and then we show them the shortcut later. So is there somebody who has been able, ladies and gentlemen, to put down this structure like Mwalimu manually? I don't want to disturb you with so many shortcuts. Is there somebody who has been able to do this manually? I want to show you something very interesting. So is there somebody who has been able to do this just manually? Just manually. We shall overcome, CP Fred. We shall overcome. At least Atum has been able to do it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Any other person who has been able to do it manually, just the structure itself for a multiplication table. I'm so sure most of you here are very young. There must be somebody here who is 19 years old, another one who is 20 years old. You guys are lucky you have the age advantage. We don't have the age advantage. You guys have the age advantage. All right? All right. So these young people, I'm so sure you never went to school during those days when we used to have multiplication tables behind Kasuku books. Do you remember some Kasuku books? Anybody who remember some Kasuku books? Anybody who remember some Kasuku books? Exercise books, which used to have some multiplication table at the very back. Great. Great. And I can see some people here who are over 30 years. Over 30 years. I can see some people here who are not very, very young. So if you remember this multiplication, it used to run from number 1 up to number 9. And then here number 1 up to number 9. And then when you multiply 9 and 9, we used to get the last number here, 81. 81. So then I would want us to make this multiplication table ourselves. So when I come here and I say equals, I pick this one, and then I say times this one. And then I say enter. At least 1 times 1, I know it is 1. 1 times 1, I know it is 1. But now let me try to use the power of Excel to just scroll this down and apply. Let me see. Oh, it doesn't work. Things are wrong there. Do you know why I'm pretty much wrong? I am pretty much wrong, ladies and gentlemen, because I forgot one thing, the concept of constancy. That when I'm multiplying like this one with one, when I go ahead, I'll still go back to this one, I multiply it with the 2. Then I go back and say 1, I multiply with 3. So it means that this one, and indeed all these column titles, they're special. So in my case, ladies and gentlemen, this row number 5 is benchmark, its title. Row 5, row 5, row 5 is benchmark. In my case, row 5 is benchmark, stroke title, title, stroke point of reference, point of reference, point of reference, and therefore, it must be dollarized, and therefore it must be dollarized. It must be dollarized. What do we mean by dollarization? Before I go there, I can as well see that there is another benchmark here, 1 to 9 here, which is G. So again, we are seeing in this case here that column G, in my case, in your case, doesn't have to be column G. In my case, column G is benchmark, is benchmark, is benchmark, and therefore, it needs to be dollarized. And remember, your dollarization, ladies and gentlemen, if you look at this very well, where do you find your dollar sign? It is on top of number 4. Dollar is on top of number 4. Number 4. Number 4. To get it, what do you need? You have to press. You must press shift. You must press shift. You must press shift 4. Shift 4. So if I go to my Excel, then I say shift number 4, I'll be able to see that dollar. How I wish my students would be able to listen to me here. Please listen to me. Once you understand this, we have understood everything. My good students, I will be able to come and start with equals. It's mathematics. Mathematics in Excel, you must always start things with equals. The function, you must always start with equals. So you'll be able to come and say equals. You pick this one here. When I pick one here, I'll be able to come and read my things here. I said 5 and G are benchmark. Here, remember, it is G and 6. So I want G to be benchmark. And for it to be benchmarked, we need a dollar before it. So come and say before G, you say shift dollar. And then now you continue with the journey here. You come and say times, ladies and gentlemen, this one here. When I press this one, I can see H and 5. It is 5 that you've told me that is benchmark. So if it is 5 that is benchmark, just before 5, after H, in between H and 5, you simply come and put the dollar shift like that. And then now you enter. So once you enter, now you can come and use this part of Excel, move down here, and then you come and move here like that. You go to get that 81 like that. I will repeat this. But before I repeat, is there somebody who has been able to pick their figures very well until they got this 81? Anybody who has been able to pick their figures very well until they got this 81? Yeah. Yeah. Okay then. Is there somebody who can confidently share their screen? Just share your screen, even if you are wrong. And that is the confidence I would want to inspire in you, that even if you are wrong, so what? That for us to learn, we must be willing to take some kind of shame in life, in anything you're doing. For you to learn, you must be willing to take some kind of shame. You know, utapata mtu anatembea town, hata kuuliza jia, tembea tu, uliza, hata ukichekelewa, so what? So what? So is there somebody who can just share their screen for purpose of us learning something? Thank you so much, admin. And when I say, yeah, thank you so much, Faith and Guru. You're always very consistent. So Faith, thank you. Let me ask students here before you continue. In Faith's schedule, Is there somebody who is able to tell me the benchmark row and the benchmark column in Faith's schedule? If Faith keep quiet, let us hear from them. Let's hear from them. Thank you, Spora. I'll be able to answer you. Somebody from Faith's schedule, is there somebody who is able to tell me from Faith's schedule, is there somebody who is able to tell me row 2 according to, no, row 2 is not benchmark. B is benchmark column. No. Is it column B? Column B, no. It is the whole of column A that I'm able to see, which has got 1 to 9, isn't it? So it is the whole of column A and then row 1. Column A and then row 1. So then, are you able to write down, first of all, their Faith for us somewhere, just down hapo kabisa? Chini, si hapo, chini ya hiyo table, chini kabisa, hapo row 12. Say there that row 1 is benchmark. Row 1 is benchmark. Right there, row 1 is benchmark. Row 1 is benchmark. Row 1 is benchmark. Alafu kuja useme pale, column A is benchmark as well. Column A is benchmark. Chini yake tu. Chini yake. Column A is benchmark. Column A is benchmark. Hivyo tu, column A. Column A is benchmark. It doesn't matter. We've been able to understand what you want to write. Benchmark. Thank you so much. Sasa hebu enda multiply pale 1 times 1. Hebu multiply pale 1 times 1 equals that one. So, ngoja kidogo. If I were you, okay, even that one is still okay. Equals B equals, take the first one and then ask yourself benchmark question. In our case, it is 1A. So in that case here, I'll be able to take 1 as the benchmark and put $1 before it. Because 1, I have 2 benchmarks and 1 is a benchmark. So in between B and A, put your cursor between B and 1. Yeah, it doesn't matter. And then you say shift 4. Shift 4. There's a shift and then there's a 4. You hold on to shift and then 4 to insert that $1 in between. Yeah, thank you so much. And then now we continue with multiplying. Now go past 1. Go past 1 times this one, the second one, the second one. Yes. In that one, which one is the benchmark? Which one is the benchmark? From what Faith has told us, what is the benchmark there between A and 2? Between A and 2, which one is the benchmark? Which one is the benchmark between A and 2? It is A. So before A, Faith, Guru, please put $1 there. Dollars are nice. Dollars are nice. Shift 4, remember. Yeah, shift 4. Shift 4. Thank you. Enter now. And then now you look for that love handle. Put there. Look for that love handle. Love handle, you pull it. You pull the love handle down out of fill, and then you leave it. And then now the love handle again across. It loves it. Is simplifying things for you until you get 81. Are we able to get 81, all of us, ladies and gentlemen? Is there somebody who is able to get now 81? Thank you so much, Faith. Honestly speaking, Faith, you are so unlucky. I'm normally a managed man. But for some reason today, I don't have money in my M-Pesa. If I had money in my M-Pesa, Faith, I would have straight away given you 2,000. And to know that I'm serious, look for me tomorrow, Faith. I hope you have my number. Don't look for me tonight. Look for me tomorrow. I'll be able to give you that money. You've been so good to us. All right. All right. So the other ninjas, are they able to get this before I go to the next concept? I've got so much in my head to teach tonight. What I don't know, again, unfortunately, for some reasons, my students are normally weaker than me. So for example, when I say we go up to 9 p.m., you'll get so many people saying, no, now we are tired. They are weaker and yet they are young. That is something I've never understood. They are weaker and yet they are younger. But again, you can't blame them. Maybe some of them are still in this Nairobi town. But tomorrow, please be prepared for how many hours? 3 hours. 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. But today I will be able to leave you guys at exactly 8 p.m. But unfortunately, you're not giving me responses, feedback. Have you been able to do exactly what Mwalimu has done regarding that 81? How is there anybody who is able to get that 81 apart from Faith Nguru? Julius has made it. Jacqueline Mumo done it. David Mwema done it. Great. Thank you so much. So is there anybody who has a question regarding that? Anybody who has a question regarding that? User has not done it. So user, are you able to share your screen? User, are you able to share your screen? Please usiogope. Waswahili walisema ukiyafulia maji nguo lazima ufanye nini? Uoge. Sasa wewe umekuja kusoma hapa, we share screen. I hope you're able to. By the way, somebody asked, how do we share our screen? It's very easy. There is a share button, which is green in color. Men, we are so colorblind. Is that green or blue? But this one must be green. It's closer to grass. So if you press on this green share, then you'll be able to see so many windows coming. You select the window that you want to share with us. You select the window you want to share with. You don't just share anything. You select, like if it is Excel you want to share with us, you select that and then you say share. You select that, and then you say share. Share. You want to share with us very, very fast. So user, are you able to share your screen by any chance, please? I'll be able to guide you in the interest of everybody. Everybody will be able to understand better using your screen than my screen. Yes, yes. Please share. Please share. Feel free. You don't even have to ask for anybody's permission. Yeah, Zipporah, you have shared, but not so nicely because I can see you never picked that. But you've tried. It's your first time to share. Congratulations. So we have now, Zipporah, you have shared it right. Yeah. So then Zipporah, go and say equals in between. But now, okay, great. Julius, I'll be able to answer that. Now, before we continue with Zipporah here, is there somebody who can identify the benchmarks for Zipporah? Which row is benchmark? Which column is benchmark? Because you must start from there. Somebody, not Zipporah herself, but someone. So Julius is saying row 5. Great. Row 5. So then row 5 must be tied by a rope. Row 5 has to be tied by a rope, and then column E. Thank you very much. Now we start our work. Equals. Thank you so much. Equals. Or you want to use plus, still good enough. Equals. Pick the first one. Yeah. Pick that one here. Click there. You want to say that one times that one. Click there, Zipporah. Hiyo one ambayo iko katika E6. Unaenda wapi Zipporah jameni? Huyo umetoka mahali pazuri. So nataka kumultiply hiyo 1 and 1. Bila uoga Zipporah, hebu angalia vizuri. You wanted to multiply that 1 with 1. Drop. We shall overcome. I hope you'll share back. Yeah. Somebody else wanted to share, or do I go ahead and share pretty fast? Now, after this, I will be taking you. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah. So then go there and say equals, we start. So in your case, it is 5 and E, isn't it? Yeah, 5 and E. So then go there and say 1 times 1. So pick 1. Pick 1. Yeah, pick that one. So please, between E and the 6, in this case, I know what is benchmark. E is benchmark. You've told me it is E and 5. So go before E after equals, because lazima nitege E. After equals and E, after equals before E, after enda nyuma kidogo, enda hapo, yes, before, yeah. Click hapo, sema shift 4, weka dola hapo. Great. Endelea mbele sasa, sema times the other one. Great. In that case, you told me that 5 is your benchmark. So now we shall be able to fix 5. Yeah, fix 5 there. Enter. enter, and then now you look for that love handle, which is the autofill thing, the autofill thing, yeah, the love handle. Now you drag down, yeah, and then you look for that love handle again, yeah, and then now you go across. Now user, you'll be able to get that 81, no problem. We are okay with that. We are okay with that. So now, ladies and gentlemen, please, how do we apply these things? Somebody told me to elaborate the criteria. You know, it's about, ladies and gentlemen, you knowing which is your benchmark, which is your title row and your title column. Like in this case here, these guys are able to show you it's 5, which is title, and E, which is title. Wherever you see them, you lock them up. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I would want to share something here. I would want to share something here. Something very important. Very important. We understand this, then we go straight away to sleep. We go straight away to sleep. Straight away. Straight away. Just one thing alone, and then maybe small dinner, little dinner like this, and then we sleep. Last thing. All right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, then come here pretty fast. Come here pretty fast. In this RCM Excel, come and look for something called VLOOKUP. I don't want that VLOOKUP. The one that I want is VLOOKUP 1. Look for VLOOKUP 1. Look for VLOOKUP 1. VLOOKUP 1. Remember, VLOOKUP, we use it to find data on a column. We use it to find data on a column. Whenever I teach students this VLOOKUP, I normally feel very bad because one time it made me lose a very good opportunity, job opportunity. It made me lose a very good job opportunity because by that time I was simply a stupid man. I never knew that Excel was really very important. Because I went to an interview. Somebody gave me this kind of teams here. They weren't teams, but I mean, so many things running into like 10,000. And then in this case here, those guys told me, look for one item like 𝐁𝐥𝐤𝐤. And then that time, I don't even know that you can even, I'd not even tried to use control find. I tried scrolling down 100, 200, 500, 1,000, 2,000. For more than an hour, I could not find that thing. How I wish I knew that whenever you're searching for something down here, downwards, column-wise, you can use what we call the VLOOKUP. So like now here, they have told us to come and look for a team called 𝐁𝐥𝐤. A team called 𝐁𝐁𝐥𝐤. Please listen. This is very interesting. So for me to get this 𝐁𝐁𝐤 happens to be part of a column. I will come here and say equals VLOOKUP. Say VLOOKUP. So once I say VLOOKUP, then it is asking me to give it the lookup value. So lookup value is 𝐁𝐁𝐤. Lookup value is 𝐁𝐁𝐤. And this 𝐁𝐁𝐤 happens to be a benchmark. The 𝐁𝐁𝐤 happens to be a benchmark. This H. So I need to come to H here, and then I put, in this case here, $1. I put $1, shift 4, like that. And then I continue with my journey. Please listen, don't work out anything. I'll be repeating everything from scratch. I just want you to see the bigger picture first. From there, the table array. Where are you getting this information from? I'm getting this information from all these teams here. And as you go to see, the table array must always be fully dollarized. To fully dollarize, I'll be giving you a shortcut to put all dollars through the array. From there, they're asking me for the column index. Which column indices am I working with? I want to get country of 𝐁𝐁𝐤, Champions League. So this is column 1, column 2, 3, 4, 5. So missing information is 2, 3, 4, 5. And because I've got more than one column missing information, I will be able to come and use what we call the curly, not normal brackets, but the curly brackets, I'll be able to say shift after P, OP. I'll be able to see those curly brackets. And then I say the columns missing 2, 3, 4, 5. I close this with a curly. And then I say comma, true or exact. In accounting, we use exact matches like that. And then I close with the normal bracket, and then you enter. So this thing is able to return information of 𝐁𝐥𝐸 from this table. It is telling me that 𝐁𝐥𝐸 is an Italian company, Italian team. It did not play Champions League. Number of games played are 38. You can see here 𝐁𝐥𝐸 38, 56. And then the other good thing with this method is that when you come and pull now this down, whichever other team these buggers, times we call them buggers because they give us a lot of information you can't even get, this now will be able to come, ladies and gentlemen, automatically. And of course, now you have made some automation. When they ask you, for example, for another team, like I know here there must be people of Arsenal. When they ask you about, you simply type there, you enter, you get all information about Arsenal. Ladies and gentlemen, my intention was not for you to understand anything about pivot, about VLOOKUP today. My intention was simply to give you like the tip of an iceberg, which now will be able to bring you to my class tomorrow at 9 a.m. It has been a pleasure hosting you tonight. So I'm looking forward to meeting you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Should you want, ladies and gentlemen, to become part and parcel of this class of Advanced Excel and Pivot Power BI. Power BI users, please give us a call tonight and we shall be able to give you a payment information and then you join us immediately. It's 10, yeah. It is 10 a.m., 10 a.m., 10 a.m., 10 a.m. Otherwise, how are you finding your life at RCM? Are you guys seeing something? Yeah, Joseph, great. Are you seeing something of value at RCM since you guys started learning at RCM? Are you seeing that we are a bit different? A bit different. It's good. Very educative. Thank you so much. Yeah, and the moment you life-changing, yes, the moment you hang around here for so long. Like I get students who tell me that, Mwalimu, you know what, I was stuck at this level for so long. When I came to RCM, I've been able to pass very fast, and now I'm even able to get information that I would not have gotten if I was elsewhere. Yeah, all along. Great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Be blessed. Have a lovely night. Keep on practicing. Keep it. Excel. I wish I joined earlier. I did my last exam in 2016. Now you have an opportunity. RCM is here for you. Where were you all these days? We shall overcome now, John. It is never late. Enjoyable more than just academic. Thank you so much. Then see you tomorrow at exactly 10. Thank you.